Today's session is all about how to play the iconic AC/DC hit Highway to Hell and make it sound real. Angus plays a D and he has a root note of F sharp included in it. So we've got to find an F sharp from somewhere. Now on this ukulele, on all ukuleles, that string there is a G. In this case, this is a low G. So the only place I'll find an F sharp is to lower the tone. To lower the tone of this G string by half a tone and tune it to F sharp. So I've lowered the tone of the low G string. It's now set to F sharp. If I'm going to finger a chord like A, for instance, I have to move my finger up one fret on that G string in order to get the same sound as we had under standard tuning. A. And there's a D. Okay, so that's how we're going to play Highway to Hell. Let's get into the song and do a quick walkthrough. It starts off A, D, D, G. D, D, G, D, D, G, D, A, D, D, G, D, D, G, D, D, G, D, A. That sequence is repeated 4 times, with the exception that at the end of the 4th repetition, we have a chord that leads into the chorus, and that chord is an E. Now look at the way I play that E chord. I effectively move the D shape up 2 frets and turn it into an E. And I'm only playing either the 2 strings close to the ceiling or maybe brushing off the next string down, but it's a partial chord and it just fits. So now it's time to move into the chorus and use its chord progression, which goes like this. A, D, G, D, A, D, G, D. It's actually harder to say that than it is to play it. Now something to note there is that the G chord in that sequence is actually a standard G chord. So remember, I have tuned the G string to F sharp. So if I play a standard G, it's going to be out of tune. So how do I get over that? Well, I simply wrap my thumb over the top of the fretboard and I press the G string down behind the 1st fret in order to bring that up to the G sound. And that's how I correct the tuning and get the sound right. Now there's a section we haven't covered yet, and it's the bit just before the guitar solo. There's a chord sequence of D major and D sus4, and it sounds like this. No,